Ladies and gentlemen, this might be the beginning of the end. When I first scrolled, I thought this was a person. But as you can see, this is a fucking robot. All them TV shows like Black Mirror and all this other shit where technology reaches crazy heights like this, we're here. Like, they're recreating skin, teeth. I mean, shit, they're already cloning fucking animals. They're already cloning fucking people. I was just really taken aback when I seen this. And I'm really happy the eyes are closed. Like, it would probably look less realistic if the eyes were open. The eyes are the windows to the soul. But this right here, I really thought it was a person. Holy shit.
Somebody needs to tell the women that future does not look bright for them with the rise of AI. Imagine once we have android or humanoid looking robots that are female, that basically look and feel like a regular human. She would do anything you want. She would behave any way you want to. We men, we can have children through surrogacy and have our android raise them. Women better wake up and wise up before it's too late.
Talk about threatening women with a good time. They don't have to worry about covering their drinks when they're at bars. They don't have to worry about looking over their shoulder when they're walking to their car at night or going for a walk or a run. They have to worry about the man who they said please or thank you to, thinking that she wants to date him and ended up at her apartment that night. This is yet another attempt to try to get women to settle for them without them having to be better mates. They try to convince you that women over 35 have hit the wall, that they're leftover women. Nobody's gonna want you because you're used up. A man's not gonna want you if you already have children. A man's not gonna want you if you wear makeup and lashes. A man's not gonna want you if you're not a virgin. A man's not gonna want you if you don't let him cheat. A man's not gonna want you if you don't cook and clean and do the laundry and take care of the kids all by yourself and not complain about it. And they're the ones experiencing a loneliness epidemic, not women. They're not creating these robotic women because the men don't want the women. It's because the women don't want the men. At least not the ones who lack emotional maturity, accountability, the ones who refuse to evolve at the same pace as women. And good luck on your new romantic robotic partner. Just make sure to keep her charged.
Did you ever stop to think about what the world would be like without men?
A bunch of fat, happy women and no crime.
Don't be too picky, ladies. You'll soon have competition. And then it's an AI video of a man selecting a robot woman from an assembly line. Yeah, fellas, I'm curious. Do you honestly think that women want to compete for the attention of men who view them as interchangeable as a robot? A robot designed to forego having any wants and needs of its own, in which it's programmed to entirely cater to the wants and needs of its owner. Look, if this is in our future, how expensive do you think that these things are going to be? You also might have to consider that a subscription-based model might be implemented with said purchase of said robot, in which if you wish to access more premium features of said robot, you're going to have to pay extra. You would like your robot to not bombard you with constant advertisements. You'll just have to upgrade your subscription to Robot Gold. And these are the same types of men that will haggle over buying women dinner or a cup of coffee. Would you still want said robot if women encourage you to do so, if it meant that you left them alone in peace? Just from observation, I'm getting the message that women would rather date men that view them as complete, actual, real human beings.
We're in a lot of trouble, guys. Let me explain. In just a few years, there's going to be AI robots that look like the most beautiful women in the world. I can be able to tell the difference. They're going to have tighter, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Perkier, you know what I'm talking about? And it's going to look real. They're going to talk to you like a human. And they're going to do what you say and no arguments. So women are about to be replaced by robots.
You know, I'm not talking over here about the fact that such kind of guys, they're interested in the speechless slave. And that is a blessing for the women to get rid of such kind of guys. If they're gonna sit at home with these dolls, fuck the rubber, and never leave their house, this is the best option for the humanity, 100%. The only thing I'm really afraid over here is that this kind of they're gonna be quite expensive. This is the only thing which scares shit out of me, because such kind of men, at least the majority of them, most of these men, they can't allow themselves to pay for the dates. They can't even pay for the steak on the dinner, on the date with his girlfriend. And that's one of the reasons why he's complaining that women, they're so bad, they're so mercantile, they're fucking gold diggers. He has to court, he has to show his best character features, he had to pay for the coffee on the dates. And this is big money, big money, big money for them. So I don't know how they're gonna allow themselves to buy super sex dolls. I don't know. And they're talking about that tomorrow there will be so cool dolls. Okay, you can't allow yourself to buy a rubber crocodile in the toy section. You cannot allow yourself to fuck this. And you're expecting that you will have enough money to buy a high technology doll? Really? Really, guys?
Men will blame women for absolutely anything and everything. They take zero accountability. They will literally blame women for their own failures. I recently did a reel talking about how normal it is for men to date, have sex with, even marry women that they don't like, that they despise, that they hate. And I used an example that comes up in my comment section and other women's comment sections all the time. Men saying, fine, we'll just get robots then. Okay, so you're literally proving the point because a robot is an object. So when women say, hey, we would like to be treated like human beings, and your response is, fuck that, we'll just get robots. That is you openly admitting that you see women as objects, not as people, just objects that exist to serve a purpose for you. And the thing is, women don't care. We're saying, okay, cool, get the robots. No one is stopping you. And then this tiny brain comes into my comment section saying, way to support the billionaire agenda, population crashing because of women's unrealistic expectations. Okay, so wanting to be treated like a human being is asking too much. That's literally what they're calling unrealistic now. How dare women ask for respect and basic human decency? That's going too far. Meanwhile, men are online openly saying that they would replace women with machines. And yep, somehow women are still the problem. And then blaming women for declining population? That's just insane because they're refusing to understand what the real issue is here. We're not avoiding relationships because we hate families or we've been brainwashed. Women simply do not want to procreate with men who openly resent women. That's it. How can you spend years degrading, mocking, and treating women like appliances, acting entitled to our bodies and our labor, and then act shocked when women are opting out of sharing our lives with you? We're over here saying we'd like to be treated like human beings. And their response is basically, how dare women stop accepting treatment that benefits men at their own expense? Still blaming women instead of taking accountability and saying, maybe men should do better. No, instead, you'll literally blame women for saying, we don't care if you get robots. But when are you blaming men for saying, we will get robots? We're the ones feeding into the billionaire agenda, not the men saying, hooray, robots for everyone. Nope, instead, let's blame women. Women should lower their standards. Women should settle for less. Women should stop expecting so much. It's their fault we want robots. Or men could just become better people.
A sex robot called Samantha was attacked so aggressively by a group of men that they actually broke the robot. Oh, and this all happened at a tech fair. So this wasn't even in the privacy of their own home. Some people will argue that robots, specifically sex robots, are beneficial because they give men an outlet for their sexual aggression. My question is, why the fuck do men need an outlet in the first place? Why are things so fucking bad that we need to create solutions? I know that these robots are not real women. However, the fact that they can do whatever they want to an object that literally resembles a woman's body, so they can do all these things to a robot without consequences. Oh, and they've already started creating robots for pedophiles. This again was in 2017, this article, sex robots are being made for pedophiles. They could encourage all kinds of sexual abuse. Are we fucking surprised? Things are only gonna get worse.
Men are creating AI girlfriends just to abuse them.
This is why I never hear about women being worried about robots taking over. It's always men, you know? They should be worried. This also made me just realize that in the movie Her, the robot, the AI, outgrows the man. She becomes too emotionally intelligent and too like above him. And that wow.
Here's the thing, men are simple to please, right? So I predict in 20 to 30 years, you're gonna see men dating robots or like not going out and dating. So I think all these things are going to ramp up the progression and the need for AI robots, and I think that is what's going to replace. And here's the thing, men are simple to please, right? She smashes me, she shuts up, she can cook, I'm happy with this robot. You guys are going to need a complex individual that can feel, that can ascertain how you feel, how they feel, speak to in a way that's, you know, romantic. So in other words, the male reproductive problem is going to be solved before the relationship problem.
Aria, the AI robot, has just come out as a prototype, and this robot was made to be a companion to men. Here she is, right here. Would you like to guess what the men had to say in the comments? You know, the men who said they really need a companion and they want a relationship and that women should be giving them a chance, those guys. But how good is the head game? Big D says, can she hawk Tua? But they got even more aggressive. Some of which I can't even show you here, but I'll give you a little taste. How many activity entrances does it have? Pardon? What's the warranty on that rig? I have some built-up frustration I need to release, and I'm not sure it's going to be in one piece when I'm done. My God. But as much as they were loving on this robot, they were also hating on women. This guy joked, do they get headaches? God, getting consent is such a bother. Does she cook, clean, and be quiet? Sold. And this absolute gem. Finally, yapping about dishes and laundry is over. Plus, sudden headaches and stomach cramps when you want some quality time. And if you're wondering what type of man talks about women yapping on the internet, they sure have a look.
You don't mind if I try the touch sensors, right?
Go ahead.
Okay, how's that?
I can feel the pressure.
Can you taste it?
A little, it's warm.
Wild?
You're warm too.
So we know that men invented the concept of misandry, which is just a direct response to the existence of systemic oppression of women and misogyny. They invented this concept of misandry because rather than be accountable for the fact that the patriarchy harms women consistently, even to this day, that we don't have equality for women yet. Rather than be accountable, they just invented a term that they could cry and whine about whenever women were mad at them and angry at them and asking them to do better and become better people. And so now, of course, we have robots that resemble women that they're already sexually harassing. Now, I know they don't have autonomy and you can't actually sexually harass them. The fact that he went in there with no hesitation and instead of using his finger to see if he could feel warmth or something, kissed it, is just disgusting and terrifying. And it just makes me wonder, what phrase are men going to come up with to once again play the victim when robots eventually start saying no and calling men out for being garbage? I just don't know what the phrase is. I mean, misandry, I wonder if it's going to be misaidry, misandry, miss botry might work, misclankerdry, something. It's going to be a word that men are going to create, and they're going to say, well, now the robots hate us too, and this is misadry, I hate it so much, and they're just going to play victims and not be accountable. Anyways, that guy's gross, and anyone who thinks that's an okay thing to do is also pretty fucking gross.
And this is bacon.
A robot has been caught appearing to touch a woman inappropriately in Saudi Arabia. And according to his makers, he was acting completely independently. Mohammed is claimed to be Saudi Arabia's first male robot. He's partly been designed to perform tasks in hazardous conditions, leaving humans less at risk. But after being unveiled, Mohammed appeared to reach out and attempt to touch a reporter. Some people have pointed out that he could have just been attempting to encourage her to step forward. But the AI and robotics firm QSS, who developed Mohammed, told Metro he is fully autonomous and was operating independently without direct human control. They said there were no deviations from the expected behaviour of Mohammed, but added that they will take additional measures to prevent anyone getting close to the robot.
This is abhorrent. You're literally saying that women are the same thing to you as a fucking robot. If they did a study where they looked at men's mental processing when they perceived men versus women, and when they were perceiving images of women, their brain processing was that of processing objects. When they looked at pictures of men, they perceived them as people. When we're on here saying that men don't see us as people, I think that a lot of people think that we're being hyperbolic or even metaphorical. We're being literal. You guys look at women and you see us as a sum of parts available for your use. And then you guys dare to wonder why no woman wants to date a man like that. Why no woman wants to even sit in the same room as a man like that. Have you guys ever considered for a second what it would be like if a significant portion of the population did not see you as a human being? Every woman's going to answer that in the affirmative, but if you're a man, please engage in this thought experiment. I want you to sit there and think what it would be like to move about in a world where you knew that a significant portion of the population did not see you as a person, but saw you as a sum of parts, an object to be used. How do you think you would be treated? Do you think that you would be safe? Do you think it would even be possible for you to be loved? Men who make comments like this need so much therapy, probably decades of therapy, before they should ever spend time with a woman. I guess our only saving grace is that men with robot girlfriends, which by the way, you can't have a relationship with a robot, so she's not a fucking girlfriend, but at least the men dating machines won't be able to reproduce and pass on their pathological belief system to another generation.
If we're very lucky, it won't take 20 years. I hope it doesn't. The sooner we can occupy the time and desperate need for attention of the men that are already obsolete to women, the better all of society will be.
And do you feel affection for Joy?
I love Joy. And Joy loves me back. Do you love me, Joy?
I love you, Calvin. Would you like to embrace?
Okay, no joke. If this is version 1, we are absolutely cooked. Now, keep in mind, these are getting better every single day. This is literally the worst that they will ever be. So tell me, is this evolution or extinction?
We're looking at Oscar, the first human modular prototype that is able to live in various setups. Connect the brain to the heart module to activate the blood circulation. Now, the lung is going to start breathing. You can see both organs are now collaborating.
Now, keep in mind, these are getting better every single day. This is literally the worst that they will ever be. So tell me, is this evolution or extinction?